is up, gamers? Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me as always. And today I have another awesome blog post here for you guys. A developer update on the Battle Aces Reddit page from the man himself, David Kim. And so I wanted to share this with you guys, go over it, read over all the updates they have here, and give you some of my thoughts and feedback. So if you would like to check this out for yourself, please feel free to do that. I will leave a link in the description and maybe even leave a link up here for you as well. And then also, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos going over some of their other previous updates and whatnot, feel free to check those out as well. I'm going to be making a new playlist for those as well, and you can check that out here. And that'll have all the latest news and updates directly from the team over at SweetShotGames. So please check those out as well. And also, if you enjoy this, please let me know in the comments below. Feel free to give me your thoughts and opinions on all of this as well. And please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I very much appreciate that. Anyways, let's get into this dev update here on July 25th, sorry. And they say, hello everyone. We wanted to say thank you for the continued discussions and feedback during the post CBT1, closed beta test 1. We wanted to give you a quick update on things we've been working on with the game. Unit changes. Ooh, okay, this will be exciting, I think. We've been exploring quite a lot of unit changes post CBT1. Overall, we've been exploring things such as new units, tuning underused units, changing units with vague roles to be more clear in role, and exploring potential ways to create new ways to play. That sounds pretty cool. I definitely look forward to seeing what they might have in store for us there. One fun example to point out here is we are exploring ways to make turret-based defensive playstyles to be more viable. We currently have the turret's role changed to very strong versus ground, except against big, and heavy turret to be very strong versus air, except against big air. Okay, interesting. I like that. That sounds cool. Now that they're very strong for cost on the defense, they seem to combo very well with units that have high mobility, and also seems to work well in a low number of bases and fast teching type of playstyles. Cool. Okay, I like that. That sounds cool. I definitely think the turrets were underutilized and also underpowered quite a bit. I tried them out and quickly abandoned them because I did not, just didn't like playing with them. But I also thought they were very weak compared to many other options. So I'm glad they are working on that. I would love to see, I think the turrets could potentially be very fun to use, like they're saying, in a combination with a very aggressive unit. And then you could have a really aggressive unit and a very defensive unit at the same time in your deck. I think that combo would be pretty fun. The only minor concern I would have here is that you don't want these to become so strong that if you pair them with another defensive unit, that becomes the main meta going forward. I think that would make the game a little boring if the heavy turrets and turrets were so strong, you pair them up with something else like mortars or something, and that becomes like the best and only way that you can play. I don't think that that would happen. They are definitely a very smart team, and I think they know that probably wouldn't be great for the game as well. And during the first CBT, I don't think we really had any issues with anything in particular being so strong that it was unbeatable. So I don't think that's something we need to be worried about going forwards. And I can't wait to see what other changes they make so that we can see, what other potential combos become viable and possible. So I think that'll be fun. Another change we're exploring that might be worth discussing is locking tier 1 slots to be one red only unit and one AA unit, anti-air unit. And then the red is matter only units. The question we had here was bringing one melee and one ranged red only units in tier 1 made the tier 1 relationships have a bit less variety than we could have if the slots were locked. Okay, that's interesting. Also, we strongly believe matches that end at tier 1 in Battle Aces tend to turn out to be a pure micro battle. So the games that go to tier 2 or 3 are more fun to play. I'd mostly agree with that, I think. During this testing, we wondered if some unique tier 2 red only unit options might be interesting while going this route. So we've been testing that as well. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool idea. So I do like this idea. I think most games should allow for players to go into tier 2 at least. Tier 3 should be a bit risky. And so, this is just off the top of my head, but I wonder if tier 2 should be a little bit quicker to tech into, or perhaps the same as it is now, but then have tier 3 take longer to tech into. So I wonder if that would be a good option to hopefully promote more tier 2 play, because I definitely think that is makes for more interesting and fun games. Tier 1 is definitely more micro oriented, and so while I think that can be fun, and it's definitely pretty fun to watch some of those micro battle matchups, against some of the top players in the game, but I think that is more of the exception rather than the rule. And so I like their ideas here. I think they're cooking here. And then the tier 2 red-only unit options, I think that is a pretty interesting idea as well. I kind of think as they further develop the game and make new units and whatnot, I think they should consider different resource, what do you call it, pricing or something of units. They should look into that, I think. I think it would be interesting to have some matter-only units in Tier 2 and maybe even Tier 3. And I think it would also be interesting maybe to have some energy-only units in Tier 2 and 3 as well. I don't know if that would actually work. That's just, again, another crazy idea I'm throwing out there. So I'll leave them to figure that out if that's something that they'd be interested in trying. So I have no idea if that would work. But I think that makes for some interesting options within your deck building, as well as in-game play, trying to decide what units I'm going to build and when I'm going to build them, and how much of a certain resource they're going to cost. So I think that makes for some interesting gameplay options. So we'll see how that further develops, but I like that idea. So easy to understand unit counters. On this front, we've been exploring setting up a straightforward rule for players to understand to get a quick gist of how basic unit counters work in the game. We're working through creating a counter square type of relationship where big counters splash, counters small, counters anti-big, counters big. We're talking about maybe showing this very visually somewhere during deck building. So for example, if I'm losing more often against someone using assault bots, I can check that unit's description to notice that it's small. So I can look for a splash damage unit to add to my deck. Here's a quick mock-up in Paint. So you got the splash beating small, small beating anti-big, anti-big beating big, and big beating the splash. My only minor concern, and this is very, very minor, how does anti-big play against splash then? And how does big play against small? That is one minor thing that I think could be slightly confusing for some people. But other than that, I like that. I like the counter system. I like having counters in the game. The other minor concern, I think, is that some new players, and I mean like new players, people who are even new to RTS genre here. I've seen this before. People will see that you're suggesting splash counters a small. However, they might play a game and they see their opponent creating a whole bunch of small, so they think, oh, well, I'm just going to create a splash unit, and that's going to counter all their small. Well, they have one splash unit going up against, maybe 50 small units, and I think we all know that the 50 small units are going to immediately destroy that splash unit before the splash unit can really do all that much. So that's something to consider. I don't think that's much of a problem. Most people are going to be able to figure that out pretty quickly. Some people, I've seen take a few games to kind of figure that out and realize that, oh, it does counter them, but I just need to make more of it, or have, like an equal value compared to my opponent as well. That's another thing that I could see being slightly confusing for newer players. But overall, I don't think that's too big of a concern, but maybe that's something they could consider explaining somewhere, maybe in the tutorial even. Yeah, other than that, I think that's an awesome idea, and I like this route. Improving default focus fire mode. Thanks to many feedback provided, we've been iterating on a better default version where players can more easily do what they wish. But we still must protect brand new, non-RTS players from things such as right-clicking on a unit in the back while not attacking anything and getting your whole army killed, or left-clicking on a building while losing your whole army. This, I think, is very, very important. And I think they're doing a great job of keeping the new player in mind, and I know a lot of more hardcore players don't like this kind of stuff. A lot of times hardcore players will argue for the skill and just get good noob type of thing, but I think it's very good and important to have an onboarding system basically for newer players. If you don't onboard newer players and get them into the game in the first place, your game's just going to die. I don't think anybody wants that. So I definitely am glad to see them wanting to make improvements for the newer players, and this sounds like a good improvement to me. This even sounds like something that I might even want to try using too. So I think I saw in Age of Empires 4, they actually changed their A-clicking on buildings and farms and even on units to just be a general ground click of A-click. And I like that change. I like that idea. There are plenty of times where I would A-click onto a building, even accidentally. My units would all attack the building instead of the units, obviously. So I think that would be a interesting option for them to look at. Just make every single A-click, or maybe just make a separate option for this, so that every A left click is a general ground type of a left click, if that makes sense. I think that would be a good option to have. I think I would enjoy using that option rather than the specific targeting, but then of course still allow you to right click on specific units to focus fire when you need to focus fire. So anyways, we're currently testing a version where there's a priority to focus firing to allow for the ability to focus fire without wasting DPS. For example, in the case above, where a new player has right-clicked a unit in the back by accident, all the units that can focus fire that unit will do so, and others that can't, without moving, will attack whatever else they can attack efficiently. And please keep in mind, this is just for the default mode for new players. Yeah, again, this is great for new players. Honestly, like some of that sounds good for me too, because I definitely still will accidentally click on things that I don't actually want to click on. So I think that could potentially be good for me even as well. So that sounds like a great change. Sticky focus fire option. Focus firing for new players isn't the only thing we've been exploring on the base controls side. We've been playing around with the idea of sticky focus fire as well. Interesting. What this is units remembering what they were focusing on when they can. Am I reading that right? What this is units remembering what they were focusing on when they can, even past other commands being issued afterwards. So you will be able to more precisely control exactly what you want to focus down. For example, say I'm using snipers and want to focus down a heavy ballista, so I right click on it, but I need to kite at the same time. So I issue a move order afterwards, and then an attack move order after that. The snipers will remember the previous focus fire order and focus the heavy ballista if it's still in range to be able to focus. If it's not, snipers will follow the attack move order that was issued last instead. Another simpler example is I'm trying to focus down an expansion that is almost dead with my cat bus while moving them towards the edge of the map. The focus fire command will be remembered even after I issue the move command, and if players want to cancel out of the sticky focus fire mode, they can simply hit the S key to stop. This one is a more out there idea that is very different, but we figured it'll be a fun discussion topic to share, an idea we're testing out, even if it has a lower chance to make it to the final game. Wow, that sounds very interesting to me, and definitely something I would love to give a try, I think. I am always down to try new and different things, and I definitely think if this is something that they were to just place in the options, I think that would be great as well. I always think more options is better, and more customization is better as well. So I think this sounds pretty cool. I'm having a hard time imagining how it would feel exactly in game. This is something I would have to try out for myself to see how it feels, to get a better opinion of this. But just from the sound of it, it sounds cool. And it sounds like it's something that could work. So I'd definitely be interested in giving it a try. So that's a lot of good stuff. That sounds awesome. Definitely super excited here. Here, I'll finish it out here. It says, thank you as always. Thoughts and discussions around these will be greatly appreciated, and we will continue to keep you updated going forward. Awesome. So that is it. This is another awesome post here and another awesome update by them. I'm super excited for the game. I can't wait for it to come back, and I think they are definitely headed in the right direction, and nothing but 2 thumbs up from me. 10 out of 10. I love this. So can't wait to see more. Please definitely check this out, like I said, in that link below in the description. Check this out, and feel free to leave a comment and give them some of your feedback. And I would love to hear your feedback as well, so if you have any thoughts or ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Also, please stay tuned for coming up soon. They actually did another blog post on their website, and you can find that if you look for it, but I will be doing another video tomorrow for that one. So please keep an eye out for that, and stay tuned for that as well. And I'll be giving you guys all the news and updates that I can find for this game, and so I'll try to stay on top of that. So anyways, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys, as always, so much for joining me. And if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'd very much appreciate that. And I'll see you guys again soon in the next one.